unfold. The mother of the Hoodwives, a fist no fold. Just talking love to my niggas, stay up and fold. Just bless the hands in the mouths like God is grown. When see the time is close, open ways like dormant. Forget the doubt, love the women in here, cause they gave us clout. Freedom over power. So tell me what your thought juice is, cause I bring the bottles and the truth is I'ma lay it out for all the fools here. I make it clear, 100 proof pit, ayy. Princess E money, time to cash out. Go commando for the shortest hard clips out. Do a little dance, shake a little ass. I'm just trying to ask, what's your thought juice? Dun dun dun.
What is up, everybody? It is your girl / boy, Iman Loren like Polo. Welcome to another episode of The Real Hoodwives of Chicago, a real show with hot sauce stories. Happy Thursday. You all have tuned in collaboration with Chicago For Real. I'm so fucking excited. So we have the OG, the very first Hoodwife of November 9th, 2018. So we are 3 years here. Oh my goodness.
Look.
Can we just give a round of applause for Miss Neek James? She got the shoulders out for me today. Oh my gosh, you're so graceful and grateful. I love it.
Yes. Round of applause for you. Also a round of applause for you.
Thank you.
3 years in, and now we went from like voice recording to full on video.
Yeah.
Next you'll be like in 3D. I'm excited.
Oh my goodness. I really hope you're here for that.
I will be here. I will come.
Okay.
I'll fly in my spaceship.
Okay, great. Into the thick of it. Because that is actually the plan.
Yeah.
Like for my birthday, but I don't want to talk about it yet. Please, yes, give some love, show some love. Thank you all for being here again. I want to get right into this interview.
Okay.
First of all, who are you? Pronouns. What do you do?
Yes. My name is Dominique James. Neek James for short. I use she, her pronouns. I am, a happy person. I guess what I do, I am a teaching artist.
Mm-hmm.
I also make art of my own. I call it word-based art because it's not necessarily text in the normal sense, but it incorporates text. And I also don't want to limit myself to not making text in the normal sense. So that's the name that I came up with. So teaching artist, educator, lover of food.
Yes.
South Sider.
Yes. You're a baker. I forgot to mention that in the outline. You're a fucking baker.
Do bake.
What you been baking?
Actually, so I kind of go through these periods where I don't bake at all. And it's really sad. And I have to remember that that's the thing that is regenerative for me and makes me feel better. And so I actually told myself I'm going to bake this weekend because I can't remember the last time I baked. So I'm going to bake some chocolate chip cookies for my friend.
With the walnuts and the brown sugar.
That's what I'm saying. You already know the levels.
No, Dime got them bitches. Yes. I call her Dime because she is a dime piece. She is a solid 10.
Wow.
Plus 10. Wow. So you're a 20. Have you been like since the panorama, since the Polaroid camera?
The Polaroid camera literally like snatched my whole life. But it's okay. I think it's been one, I'm just really grateful for the privileges that I've had navigating because I know I was spared a lot of struggles that other people were having. I was also in a position to be able to support people in a way that I hadn't embraced before. And so I feel like it's been a lot of growing. I don't know if it's the pandemic, if it's a age thing, if it's like a coincidence, but I feel like definitely I can pinpoint just a large period of growth beginning in March of 2020. Like the pandemic literally happened when I was celebrating my birthday. Like,
it did.
So I'm like, I think I was already in a period of reflection just by way of it kind of being like a solar return sort of situation. And that reflection just carried me through. So it's been tough, like just chaotic in every sense. Just the time period has brought a lot of interesting changes to my life that I would not have guessed, and interesting obstacles that I wouldn't have guessed. But I made it.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
still here. Like,
and the fact that you
here.
that you spend it around and did like the people's grab and go and that you challenged your community and like the the organizations around us to use their resources for better, to provide for the people that they service, or that for the people that show up for them. So
and I think that's a testament to like who you surround yourself with, because that's not a thing I would have thought I was capable of, but people around me invited me into like growing into that person. And so like the People's Grab and Go would not have happened if Trina hadn't reached out to me like a couple days before about something else. Like, hey, I think you can contribute to movement spaces. I didn't think I could contribute to movement spaces until someone saw that in me. And
what's a movement space?
Exactly. I don't know. 'Cause I don't know anything. But I think she's just talking about like organizing and stuff like that. And like, I never really saw myself as an organizer in that sense. I just didn't think I had the skill sets for it. And she's like, hey, the skill sets you have actually are really helpful. Like there's space for everybody. And so I think that's the other part that I've seen in the pandemic, like as separate and distant as we all have been, there still has been so much support and love from people around me that I'm like, oh, okay, I can do this. So I'm grateful.
You got a whole tribe behind you.
I'm very grateful.
You really do. So I want to get into this interview, but before I forget, this is a segment called "What's Your Thought Juice?" Okay, so this bitch is the first person to bring me a thought juice. You just 2 steps ahead. So what's my thought juice?
I'm so embarrassed to say this because I'm basic. It's okay. I'm
a college girl.
No, Moscato was the second alcohol I had illegally.
Blueberry Moscato.
This
shit good as hell though.
It's very delicious. Shout out Trader Joe's.
I was just gonna say you got it from Trader Joe's.
Yes, they have a watermelon wine situation that I've been wanting to try. I know. When I went, they didn't have it, and I was like, "Damn! All these white people took the watermelon wine."
Because like Trader Joe's is like black people's whole food.
Yeah, but then white people still be taking all the good stuff. So I'm just like, I need my watermelon wine reparations, please and thank you. So until then, we have blueberry Moscato, and I have at times drunk a bottle of wine by myself. But I figured, let me share this with someone. And I figured, who better than the one and only Iman Loren? So I was like, let's drink this.
Thank you so much. I was trying to find, so your first thought juice was Ginger Ninja.
I don't even know
hard cider. It's 2 Townhouse, and like no store in Chicago had them.
Wow. But the thing you got is actually, I love that. The Krabby's is very good.
Okay, great, because I bought that for you.
Perfect.
Okay.
I love all things ginger beer. They make alcoholic ginger beer. Who knew?
Yes.
Delicious.
I love that you talk to my audience.
Yeah.
They deserve to see
to know.
No, they deserve to see your pretty face and like pretty eyes. So like I said, you're the first Hoodwife. Like, what's been new since the podcast?
Everything.
Yeah.
So that's a lot. So you're saying 2018?
Yeah.
Because that's when Kush was leaving.
Damn!
Yeah.
2 Hoodwives are gone.
Yeah, but Chicago forever.
Yes.
I think a lot has changed. I've been making more art. I've been figuring out what type of art I want to make. Am going to law school. I think am more confident. I'm can be like, yes, I am a baddie. I only get insecure like once a week as opposed to every day.
I feel like you're like a baby Beyonce.
Wow, that means everything.
I really do. I just like, it's just some people you just look at and like, damn, you really got it all. You really fucking got it all. You be telling me like, I be like, do you really? Do you really, Pisces queen?
Yeah, and I think that's part of it. I want to be more open with, I don't know how to, maybe like struggles is the right word, because I do think I present as like very polished and like we have it all together. And I'm just like, I'm quite literally a hot mess. Like all of this is just a byproduct of trauma, I promise.
So are like you like a Molly? Like, are you gonna be like a Molly from Insecure? Not like so much like her character, but like just like a bomb. Well, we're gonna
like just a bomb. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So like, what has like you been fulfilling like your creative process lately?
Yeah, I've been reading every day, and I've loved it so much. And I think one lesson I learned since we've spoke in 2018 was just a balance and discipline. I feel like I either be like hyper disciplined or just like letting loose, not doing anything. I've found a better way to navigate boundaries. So I'm not like, I need to read 20 pages a day. If I read one sentence, I read one sentence.
That's
if
nice.
I read 20 pages. Okay, I read 20 pages, but let me just open the book.
Yeah.
Just open the book once a day. And reading has been so fulfilling right now.
What you reading?
I'm reading Claire of the Sea Light, which is a fiction, but I really also only read fiction. I'm sorry, I can't really do nonfiction.
You should be a teaching artist for the fiction pod. Because you read a lot of Toni Morrison. Yeah. So Toni Morrison is like, I think like she's kind of like Afrofuturism fiction. Like,
she also incorporates like some magical realism into her work. I love that.
Yeah.
Love fiction. So I'm reading Claire of the Sea Light, by Edwidge Danticat, and it's so good.
Have you started reading that Paradise book?
I have not. I'm still exactly. I was like, no, I haven't. But so just let me know.
Okay, I would love that because just a book club. I think that would be really helpful for me. I used to read so fucking much when I was little.
Yeah.
And I just don't know what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
I have no idea what the fuck happened. Like I would start a book and be pages in and then just look at the bookmark.
It's like it's done.
Yeah, I get the gist of it. So you are also like a visual artist.
Yeah. I think I'm embracing it. I'm like, yes,
you do photography and like you do these like word-based collages.
Yeah.
So there's like a poetry workshop combined with your collages, and like we'll like see some of that. We'll show some of that. But like, what are some of your what are your tools, or like how do you like create like a collage work?
Yeah. So I'm kind of in the reverse. Like the collages came from a point of really loving teaching poetry workshops and not really having the space to teach workshops because of quarantine. And also wanting to make more people write. Like I love getting people to write. And I'm like, I have these really cool workshops. How do I share them with like a non-student audience? And I was like, I can put them on Instagram. But I don't want to put a bunch of words on Instagram. So what if I make collages with them? And I think it actually started because I wanted to make one for the Kendrick Lamar album. And I was like, what if I redid his album art? And to me, the easiest way to redo his album art was with a collage.
That was bomb as hell.
That's my favorite.
I was like, Kendrick is damn near gonna see that. I wish the link would pull it up. I want us to pull it up so that we can show people. But like, yeah, there's like so many of your beautiful collage works. Thank you, Lo.
Thank you.
Yeah, it reminds me of there's this documentary called like Black Art in the Absence of Light.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. Did you like it?
It is really good. Okay. It's really fulfilling, but I feel like what you did was like you filled like a void that was missing on Instagram. Like people really love archive things on like Instagram and social media. And like the way that you just combined like a creative mind and other people's creative mind is like, it's so impressive.
Yeah, I need to actually make some collages soon. But to me, I think it's a really cool vehicle because you get people in with the image. Like, what's this? This is really pretty. And then they swipe to the next slide. And it's like, here's a poem you can read.
Yeah.
Here's a prompt you can journal on. So it's kind of like my secret, like, hook to get them to read poetry. Exactly.
Finesse. Yeah. You're beautiful. You're on your way to you're on your way to fucking law school.
I am.
You're going to fucking Yale. Okay, so I want, please correct me if I'm wrong, but like you got accepted everywhere.
Pretty much, almost.
Yes.
There's
you got accepted everywhere.
With me, but more or less.
You got accepted everywhere. That shit is so fucking insane to me. Like, I know I'm smart, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, when like really, really smart people like just like love to like be in conversation with me, I'm like, wow, I'm really fucking up there. How have you been preparing for law school?
Yeah, that's a really good question.
And congratulations.
Thank you so much. I think it'd be a really great opportunity. I'm also kind of like just aware of it's still a very problematic system and institution that I'm entering into, and I don't really buy into the fact that certain accolades like are proof of someone's intelligence or lack thereof. All that's to say, I'm excited. I think I'm getting prepared by checking in with myself mostly. I understand that's going to be a kind of tough 3 years. It's going to be an important 3 years. It's coming at an important stage in my life where I'm entering really, really deep adulthood. And I think I'm just preparing by being grounded. Like, who am I? What do I believe? What are my standards? What don't I accept? What don't I do? What won't I compromise on? So that no matter what situation I find myself in, I know who I am and what I stand for. And I think that will guide me. And I think also on the same vein, reminding myself of why I'm doing this.
Yeah.
I think whenever we enter a situation that's a little tough, you got to remember, like, why did I start this? Like,
no, you got to get in a door to knock it down.
Yeah.
I was going to ask like about your organization skills, because I feel like you're such an organized person. But to the point that she was just mentioning, you remind me of Freddie from A Different World.
And she went to law school.
She went to law school. She was like the social activist, and like she came out season 6 with a blowout. You know? I think that's beautiful. That's actually, so like, what type of law do you want to do? Like, I know you ain't gonna be no public defender, girl.
Yeah, I do. I need a little coin, but I think I don't fully have the answer, but whatever I do, I want it to allow me the option in some form to serve young people in Chicago, whether that's directly or indirectly. And I think what I'm kind of leaning towards right now is being in a practice that has a very strong, like, pro bono commitment, so that I can, like, of course, do like whatever matters, make money, that's interesting to me, cool, but then also have this other part of my work experience that's tied to service. I think like working with young people these last 4 years has been amazing and really fortify my commitment to young people and making sure that young people get the resources that they need. And so I think there are lots of ways to provide service, but I would love to provide it directly to court-involved youth. So I don't think that would be my sole occupation, like being a, lawyer for free for young people, but I would like it to be a significant portion of it. But I think outside of that, I'm really interested in entertainment law, particularly serving entertainers of color. I think there's like you were saying, like highlight and void. I think artists of color, particularly like multi-hyphenate artists, need specific support.
I was just gonna ask if I could be your Issa Rae.
Yeah.
Like, if I could just pull up on you and be like, "Can you read this contract?"
Yes, that's what I would love to do.
That's amazing. Yeah. Like, I feel like that is so necessary. Or do you have like any fears about going into law school, especially about like with being a Black woman and like kind of like that complex, I think, duality?
Yeah.
What's some of like your thoughts around that?
Yeah, I think for me, there's a lot of fear. I went to Howard University for undergrad, so I was in
what is it?
Exactly, HU. you got you close. But I've never really been in predominantly white spaces.
Oh shit, that is a lot. So you're going from an HBCU to a PWI.
Yes, and so I'm a little nervous about what that may bring for me. And I think, I don't know, I have this ongoing fear and like recurring fear of forgetting. Like, I don't ever want to forget where I've come from, what I've experienced, what's important to me. Because I think it's really easy to buy into things that surround you. Like, oh, everybody else is doing this. That's a quick swindle. Exactly. I don't want to do that. So I think that's one of my biggest fears. And I think part of it is irrational. It's like, I'm very solid in who I am. And I have lots of people who like check me. But I do know that that's a possibility when everyone else is doing a thing. I just want to remain solid. And so I think that those two are things I'm scared about. I'm scared about being in this new environment. And I'm scared about potentially being shaped in ways that I don't want to be by that environment.
You have a great sense of balance, though. You're great. I mean, I know that we were just talking about that a little bit, but like, you're very balanced and organized, and also you keep yourself rooted in art. You do Black art. You are a Black woman, and also you just don't take no bullshit.
Baby, that's one thing
you really don't. Like, I know this is like a little bit off subject, but like, I feel like you call yourself out like in the right ways when you don't even like, I don't consider you doing anything wrong, but I feel like you're aware of like privileges that you may carry like as your own body, and like you just always continue to hold space for other people without like pushing yourself back. And I think that's a gift.
Wow, that actually means so much to me, because I think that's something that I try to be really intentional about. So to have you see that in me is very affirming, and it actually means like a lot that that's a thing that you have noticed. I think it's really important. to always try and be your best self. And I think to be your best self means you have to be real when you aren't that best self and hold yourself accountable. So.
Yeah. I be trying to do that with myself.
It's
but then I just be like, fuck you.
No, I'm like, but I also don't care. Like, I was being petty.
It's like, what's that line of I'm a bad bitch? But it's also like, this bitch is bad.
Can you put that like on a poster?
On a shirt? Yeah, I got you.
Merch.
I envision you like as a woman who has it all together.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, like you're just so balanced. You're grounded. You're very organized. What's some of your organization tips? You still use like planners like from high school and shit?
I do. I don't think I have it on me. But yeah, I think writing everything down, I'm a big fan of planners. I love whiteboards. Like I love whiteboards so much. Like you get a nice little like juicy sized one to plan things out. I love to-do lists. I love like long-term plans. Just like, okay, where do I want to be in 5 years? How do I work back? And of course, that plan probably won't happen. I'll probably change my mind 1,000 times, but knowing that I have that backup plan gives me comfort. And I think it's the balance part. Yeah,
I think that's what I'm working towards. Like I'm a tangible person.
Yeah.
Like I like to write notes. Yeah. If I get an on-screen assignment, I will not type it. I will fucking write it out, but I don't want to feel like that's not professional.
Yeah.
So like how do you like balance like the text space and like the tangible space that actually keeps you organized?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is about knowing what the situation requires. So if someone's asking you to do a thing, okay, but knowing what you need in order to do that thing. And so if it's like, I prefer to handwrite everything, okay, handwrite what you use, handwrite,
and then transfer
and then type it up. I think for me, I was really resistant to tech as well. Like I'm very analog, very old school. And then I realized like, oh, there are actual helpful things on this computer. Like,
what is like a goal or affirmation that you set for yourself in balance? I guess like I really don't have an affirmation. The way I see it is like something is just always not gonna be there.
Yeah.
Like things shift. Yeah. Like if your work is going really, really good, your house is a fucking mess.
Yeah.
Like if your house and your work is really, really good, you feel a fucking
you can't
mess.
have all of it. Yeah.
How do you keep yourself like?
Yeah, I think for me, I've done a really good job in recent months about setting baselines.
What's baselines?
Like just like minimum requirements. Like at a minimum, I will read 1 page a day. I will make sure at least one room in my apartment is clean. I will move my body for 30 minutes, however that looks. I make sure I drink water. So thinking about.
Oh my goodness. That was so scary. Hold on.
Okay.
That was actually very scary.
They couldn't handle the bars.
No.
They were like, she's too wise.
That's actually perfect. I just hope it don't flip in there. I'm sorry, that's never happened here on the Hoodwives of Chicago.
You know, still we rise. Wasn't? Oh yeah, I think that has been really helpful because I think sometimes we really aspire towards like 100% perfection. Like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm like everything is at an A+. And I'm like, okay, if I can get everything at a C, I'm passing. And hopefully some of the other categories are A's, but just like, what are those minimum things of like, if, for example, like, okay, my heart, I want my heart to be good, I want my home to be clean, and I want my art to be well. What's like one tiny thing you can do to make that happen? And so that's been one helpful way for me to achieve balance. It's just like, what are the smallest actions I can do?
Okay.
And it kind of just, once I do the one small action, the medium-sized actions get easier.
I'm sorry, G. Everything is very good with technology today. Are we in a retrograde?
Something.
Thank you to all the fellow Hoodwives. We apologize for technical difficulties. Life happens.
It does.
Mercury hula hoops every now and then.
That's a little limbo too.
Yeah, it's okay. Oh, you look fabulous. I love this fit. Awesome. So I wanted to ask you, how do you envision like yourself as like a lawyer as a woman? Because I remember when we was in cohort, we was talking about how you want to like be a lawyer that bakes cookies and things like that. What does that vision look like for you? How do you envision yourself?
That's so interesting. I actually had to kind of write this down, like where I would be in like 5 years. And it was really helpful exercise. And I was like, I don't fully know the specifics of what my career would look like. I've never really cared about having a career. Like when people are like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I didn't have an answer because I don't really care. Like I'm not particularly fond of exchanging labor for money. I just wish all my bills are paid.
Yeah.
Like, just in the ether, someone just paid all my bills, so I don't really care about a job.
I do too.
Right? That would be so nice.
I'm trying to shake my ass on a yacht.
Period.
Whatever.
With a private chef.
In Dubai. Yes.
Those are things I would like, and so I think for me, I envision myself being an artist, being an educator, putting on for my city, and being in a position where I can pursue whatever professional experience I want, whether that is being a lawyer, whether that's, I don't know, running a company, whatever it may be, whether it's being, I don't know, some sort of public servant. I don't know the specifics, but I know at the end of the day, I'm gonna serve my city. I'm gonna have access to rest. And I'm gonna eat some good food, and I'm gonna have some good art.
You're gonna have amazing insurance.
That's what I'm.
How does it feel knowing that you're gonna be rich?
How does
that
so funny because like these are all conversations I'm having. I don't know that I'm gonna be rich. Like that's the other thing I don't. And then that's what the person said to me. They're like, "What are you talking about? You're gonna be rich?" I was like, "I don't actually know that because I don't." Yeah, I've only ever wanted to have enough money to go out to eat and order whatever I want. Like that's
casually.
Yeah,
I do that shit now.
Exactly. So I'm like, I don't actually need more money. Like I'm here. I figured out how to pay my rent and go out to eat every now and then and order all the food I like. So if wealth ends up coming, I probably just eat a little bit more and donate the rest. Like that's what I hope I do. Yeah, I don't know. Being rich is scary. I feel like rich people be tweaking. Yeah,
I feel like, but you are not a rich person that would eat. I mean, well, some people would love to devour you. But like in the best way, right?
Eat safely. Okay.
Eat safely. I think that like media has a way of depicting professional women, like lawyers, doctors, lead detectives, and things like that, right? And like there's this idea that like there's some type of like sacrifice to have the career of your dreams or the career that you strive for. Either that's like dating life or children or family, I guess. Do you ever think about sacrifices that you may come across? And that could be like a loaded question because you are very young still. But I think that, I think about my life all the fucking time.
No, it's a very real question. It's definitely something that I think about because I think the way that America's set up, where it really is about exploiting one's labor, it's about like this huge grind culture. I think regardless of what industry you're in, but definitely particularly in like professional industries.
I'm gonna just make sure this is
no problem. There's like emphasis on like you have to choose one or another. You have to like do so much work. And so I wonder, because the way it's set up, it makes it seem like success comes at the expense of other things. And I don't know I hope I never choose success over like close relationships and stuff, but I also hope to never have to make that choice. And I don't know. I think I look for models who've been able to balance it. Who's like, okay, I'm going to work really hard, but I'm also going to like still see my family and call my friends. So I don't know.
I guess like, cause what I think of, is like, can women have it all? Like specifically Black women. Like we've seen in episodes of Sex and the City, like we see Samantha Jones, the powerful PR who has an illustrious, intimate life, and so confident and doesn't have the want for children, and like that is okay.
Yeah.
But like, what does it look like for someone? You're be a superb mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you're a hoodwife. You know what I'm saying? So like, you will ultimately have that nurturing element.
Yeah.
But like, for me, I wonder like, what is the age where I gotta make a decision about what I want?
Yeah.
Like, I know I want kids, but like, what if I like get a bomb ass position at 29 and be like, yikes.
Yeah. Or like, now you have like 3 book deals and you have to write. And it's like, can I write and have my kids and make my art? I personally, honestly, that's a question I wrestle with all the time, particularly being kind of neutral on the kids thing. And I think recently skewing more towards like no kids.
Really?
Yeah, I know.
Really?
I know. I think I really would rather be a godmom.
Okay, wait. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all the technical difficulties. One, because I'm so engaged and I really want you to see I have my shit together. But I was thinking of it reminds me of that lyric that Jamila has in Sula. I don't want to make no babies. Running out of time for waiting. I may want to make some babies. Like,
yeah, exactly.
When did you decide that or think about that?
I feel like it's been a transition in the last year, probably. I think in living on my own and just being like, oh, I really like having my alone space. I don't even want a cat. Like, surely don't want any kids. Like, I thought I wanted a cat, but then I was like, wait, the cat's going to be here all the time. Oh, my kids will be here all the time. I think I want more of this alone time. And I think not having kids provides a lot of financial freedom and time freedom to yourself. And if I were to have kids, it'd probably be later in life. Like,
and your titties would still be
40. Yeah. And so I think, thank goodness for like medical innovations, like you can have kids a little later, but I don't think it'll be anytime soon. And parenting also just makes me very nervous. I think I got really real with myself and was like, hey, you're not, and maybe this is a false kind of standard, but I was feeling like I'm not like healed enough to like have children. Like, if I were to have a child right now, there's so much trauma that I would be bringing to them. And I think that's so unfair and not a thing I want to do.
That's real. That's a real way to think about it. Because I was, my mom had called me today and, you know, I can't talk to my mom when she's in a certain influence, shall I say. And it really upsets me because I feel like a bad daughter. Like, you know, you're supposed to be able to talk. You're supposed to talk to your mom, but like just hearing that voice reminds me of so much shit that makes me uncomfortable. But I try to preach that we should work on forgiving our parents more. I know that's a loaded thing, especially like we're in the age of if a person is fucked up to me, then they're fucked up to me. It doesn't matter who you are, you know what I'm saying? But I understand that my OG didn't have the tools that I have now. She don't know about trauma, depression, triggers, you know what I'm saying? So I think what you're saying is very valuable and like really important and smart, actually, that you're doing the hard work that a lot of us was not privileged into.
I definitely think it's a balance because at the end of the day, I'm never going to be like perfectly healed. Like all parents are going to make some sort of mistake. And I hope that if I were to have children, like they would maybe be able to understand and forgive. But also I think the things you're saying are really resonating with me because I'm like, no, I think there are certain things I also just like won't forgive. I've been thinking about forgiveness a lot. Stuff. There's a lot of dynamics that come between like family and parents and children. And I'm just like, maybe I just don't want to get into it. Like it seems complicated. I'll just, go on my little vacations and be somebody like godmama.
What does grateful mean to you? You always wear the necklace.
Yes.
And you always like.
Oh yeah, I fidget with it a lot. So I have commitment issues. I really wanted a tattoo that was like something about gratitude and being grateful. And I was like, I'm not getting a tattoo. So I got a nameplate necklace.
Yeah.
And to me, it's just a constant reminder. I feel like when I'm remembering gratitude, like everything is better. Like
hell yeah, I'm trying to think about that.
Like when I'm sitting here, like it doesn't make the problems go away. The thing that was, upsetting me, it still exists, but it's against a completely different backdrop. It's against the backdrop of all the things that I'm blessed to have in my life that bring me joy. And I think to me, it's just a constant reminder.
It's like that quote. What is it? I feel most black when I'm thrown against something
exactly.
white.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's
the Zora Neale Hurston quote. No, it's exactly the same. Like the contrast, I think, illuminates a lot, and it's revealing. And so for me, it's just I think about gratitude as a constant aspiration. Like it's a thing you have to work at, and I think it's a thing that I have a responsibility to prioritize, understanding how good my life is, like how good my life now is. Like I think my appreciation for gratitude came in these moments where I just realized, like, damn, where you're at right now is not where you used to be. And like that space, I think, was one of the first recognize that space was one of the first moments that really made me appreciate gratitude as just like a state of mind. So that's how I kind of think about it.
And niggas fuck with you like the long way.
Yeah.
Like so when you're rich, are you gonna be eating steaks? You don't eat steak.
I don't really
lobster?
like meat. Lobster is fine, but I kind of.
What's a bougie bitch meal that don't eat meat?
Because I think the ocean is so nasty because we.
No, they really said that like shrimp and crab are like
garbage in the ocean because humans are terrible. And like I love seafood, but every time I eat it, I'm like, am I eating plastic? Like, was there plastic in this fish?
Maybe a straw.
Yeah,
which is why you use metal straw.
Probably there's a straw in the fish. I think my bad bitch meal. Let's see.
Yeah, what's your bad bitch meal? I want to know what's the Hoodwives bad bitch meal.
Yeah, I'm curious. Like what? Yeah, I want to know what y'all bad bitch meals are so I can go eat them. Dang, I'm really not.
You like a ratatouille person?
Yeah, I would have to say probably be some sort of like Italian dish, probably because I love pasta. Love pasta. Because
you know how to make pasta, right?
Yeah, like from the bottom. Like I've never like made pasta from scratch. I tried one time and it was actually terrible. So we're not gonna repeat that. But I can make like a good like pasta sauce. Like I mean,
okay. So I want to take a transition to pleasure.
Ooh.
We got to know you a lot. So you do yoga.
Yeah.
You're like a boxer.
In my former life. Yeah.
That's crazy as fucking fuck. So you was beating bitches' ass?
On occasion.
Yes, and then you were blowing kisses to the crowd.
Oh yeah.
Does exercise like help your sexual flow?
I would say yes, because I think as someone who has like experienced various forms of sexual trauma, it's very easy for me to detach from my body, and like being grounded in my body is a thing that I have to work at, and I have to remember, like, hey, are you checked in? Like, are you like disassociating right now? And I feel like when I am exercising, my awareness of my body and comfort in my body is greatly increased in ways that directly impact how I'm able to experience pleasure, or even just like seduction and things like that. Yeah.
I think I've been trying to work out. Gee, my ass got so fucking fat.
I'm like, dang. I thought my scale was broke and I bought another scale.
Shorty.
And the scale said the same thing.
No, for real. Like I was like a 146 and I'm at like 160 something, but it's just ass. And
well,
like,
that's really lucky for you.
I really think no, it's not, because like all I can wear now is like oversized t-shirts. I feel like a fucking preschooler. Like, like so it's just like I'm like so fucking uncomfortable. And like I think like also like there is conversation in that, like saying I want to lose weight. It being deemed as like I don't appreciate my body, and it's like no, I do. It's just I cannot afford more clothes. Like I just bought some fucking shorts and I cannot fucking wear them. So how does like exercise like help with like body dysmorphia, or like is there a way that it can ease that?
Yeah, I think that's a good question, because I think as much as it can amplify it, I think it can also ease it, because I think it for me, it has to require patience. I'm like, I'm the most active I've ever been and probably eating the healthiest I've ever ate. But for some reason, I'm not losing weight. And I just have to be like, okay, that's okay, because wasn't your goal to be healthy? And so I think in that sense, it can help with body dysmorphia. And again, just being aware of your body and like being in your body, I think can build a greater appreciation for it, no matter like how it looks. But the body stuff is weird.
It is
really weird.
Because it's like you're growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why the fuck they tell us that you stop growing at like 20. You know what I'm saying? Like you get, and I mean, like not everybody. I believe that not everybody's meant to be like a 5. Yeah. Not everybody is meant to be like an average size or even like the average size for themselves, especially like as Black women. Like we carry like hips.
Yeah, BMI scale is so messed up. Like, why are you telling me I'm like you're just lying? Like,
do you still do yoga?
I wish I did more yoga. I've been trying to make sure I stretch every day. It's just like kind of be in my body.
You're flexible as shit.
I think,
you should have been a cheerleader.
I'm so sad. that is my actual.
I see you do a scorpion. I
wish with every bone in my body that at some point in my life
you would have been so cute.
I'm so loud. I'm flexible. I love smiling. I don't know what more the cheerleading squad would want from me.
We should make a cheerleading squad.
I would love to be an adult cheerleading squad.
The Hoodwife squad.
Please and thank you.
Hell yeah. We can like be on like the side. Oh my God. That shit keeps fucking scaring me. I wonder if it's like this portfolio.
Oh, like the case?
Yeah, but this case is harder. Please stay tuned for the actual sending. It doesn't work for the show. So it just makes it heavy.
If you take the
case off, yeah.
Or like the keyboard, will it still do?
I don't even know how that works. Please stay tuned. My phone hurt.
There you go.
I think I might just have to get a new holder.
No.
Okay. I'll get a new holder eventually. Is that even?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Thank you. Awesome. Okay. While we're on the subject, I wanted to talk about, so you were talking about fruits and veggies. What is like, do you think that like the idea that like fruits can be used for like, for your vagina? Like, is it factual? Like, what is good? Like, remember like when we were in high school?
Like, strawberries and pineapples?
Yes. I heard this is actually cherries.
That's so funny that you say that.
Because you got.
Would you like a cherry?
I would like a cherry. Thank you.
No problem.
I know how to chai cherry still in my tongue.
Wow, I do not.
Yeah.
I'm a cool girl.
What type of fruits do you eat?
I love watermelon. I think low-key watermelon is the only fruit that I like eat plain. Yeah. Like the other fruits I like put in smoothies all the time.
You should eat it with lime and salt.
I never had that. I've had it with lime and mint. Busting.
Yes.
Very, very busting. But yeah, I think all fruits are good. Can't really go wrong.
With your like baking, is that like you put in the moves on someone?
Oh, 100%.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's my end.
Yeah.
Except for then, like I've dated people who don't like sweets. I'm just like, dang, how will I?
And you got a sweet tooth.
Yeah. If you don't like sweets, how will I make you fall in love with me?
So are your cookies?
Figure it out.
Are your cookies like aphrodisiacs?
That's my hope. I have to do an experiment to truly see. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I didn't think, like, on a more serious note, I think cooking for people is such an act of care. Mm-hmm. So I love being able to encourage someone or make them feel loved or even just like nourish them on a basic level by making them something. Mm-hmm. But I also like want to impress them, like, yeah, I can cook, come date me.
Yeah. What are some of your favorite aphrodisiacs? Or what? Do you use aphrodisiacs?
No, put me on.
I don't fucking know. Well, you don't like seafood, so oysters is out the picture. I think they say like dark chocolate. Okay. I know jasmine oil is
I
one.
have some jasmine body oil on right now.
Really?
Yeah, you did say it smelled good.
You were trying to put the moves on me.
I didn't know it was I love chocolate.
Mhm.
I recently learned to love dark chocolate.
It's really good.
Yeah, but like my palate has matured. Like I thought I didn't like mushrooms, but now I know that I like mushrooms.
It turns out that like the actual funky stuff is the actual like aphrodisiac.
That's where it's at.
Some of the things that I wanted to just say to you.
Yeah.
Because apparently technical difficulties. I'm really sorry about that.
No.
Okay. I really want to say that I love you very much. And I'm so happy and blessed to just be in community with you. Like I've seen you like since I was a younger poet. These hips. And you were just always fabulous. And you were just always so kind to me. I remember you had your 21st or 22nd birthday, but like you had like a panel. And you invited me.
Yeah.
And like you knew my name. I was just like so surprised. And like I'm just so grateful to be here with you. Oh my goodness. It's gonna fall. It's gonna fall. I see it. I see it. But I caught it. There we go.
Okay.
I had something about this thing.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just take this as a sign. Okay.
Oh.
No. All right, whatever. I want to do this before the show is over. Okay. I have a gift for you.
Wow.
I have some sunflowers for you.
Thank you.
And since you're going to law school, you're gonna need that.
Oh.
I want to do that before the show over. Before my fucking iPad falls again. Oh, you're gonna open it? Yes, please
open it now. Okay.
Yes, please open it. I love giving you this. Have you used your recipe box yet?
Yes, I have actually.
Okay.
I wrote down the galette recipe that I wanted to see. Yes, this is a mood. Pay Black women for their labor instead of using them for diversity thought. You don't understand this message is actually very on time. So I'm very grateful. Thank you.
Yes.
And I think I also want to say, like, you are one of the most brilliant people I've like ever known. I know I say that often, but I mean it every single time. And you just remind me, like, yeah, I knew you when you were in high school. Like, obviously our age difference. They're like, they can't handle my love.
Thank you. Here, we'll do it like this.
Okay.
Or do it like this. That's what we'll do.
We'll get cuffs. For at this point, like a really long time, and I didn't. It's like I've seen you grow up and grown alongside you in various ways, and it's like even just like looking at this, like your show, you went from a podcast to a video, and you are such a dynamic thinker.
I really appreciate that. I promise my technical shit is usually more on point.
I am still 110%, like not at all.
Okay,
so yeah,
what's a hoodwife to you?
A hoodwife to me.
What's a law hoodwife?
A law hoodwife. Honestly, I think a hoodwife is someone who knows how to choose themselves while also caring for others.
Yeah.
Like they know that balance. They are themselves. They do what they need to do for themselves, but also make sure after that to prioritize other people and prioritize care. I also think hoodwives are just like, you got to be a baddie. Like, and however you define a baddie. Yeah, that's to me what a hoodwife is. The baddie who care for herself, for themselves, and care for the people around them.
It's so cool looking at your face. I feel like I haven't.
I haven't seen your face mask.
Go ahead, give it to them. Hell yeah, give it to
I didn't shave my armpits. That's okay.
I didn't either. I haven't shaved my armpits in like that. These
wow. Yes.
Essie is the rosy champion.
Yes.
We love you so much. Thank you for bearing with me and my phone and iPad.
It's no problem. Thanks for having me.
So what do you have going on? How can we support you?
Yeah, I think just follow me. Stay tuned for some art. If anybody, I know you all heard my request for my bills to just be paid by someone in the ether. If someone wants to send me some money,
ether?
Like gas, like just like from in the nebulous, just like out there. I don't know where, but just out there. Someone want to pay my bills. $ Dominique James 1.
Yes.
But yeah, I think you can support me by supporting Black women, loving on them, and then
consensually,
of course,
and respectfully. Or you can pay them to love on them.
Love on them by paying them. I like that distinction.
Yeah,
I like that.
And then you'll be having a furniture sale. Yes,
I will be selling some furniture on my IG page. If you want some cute, gently loved on furniture, come rock with me.
Well, I thank you for being here. I am a little upset that my iPad kept fucking falling, but
the iPad could not handle the heat,
obviously,
of our interaction.
I think it was like a universal symbol. We started on audio.
They're like, yes,
we are a tradition.
I like that.
Okay, that's how we'll think of it. She's a traditional.
I am, exactly. I'm old school.
Awesome. Well, I guess we're done.
We're done here.
Yes.
It's been a pleasure.
You all have tuned in for another episode of The Real Hoodwives Chicago. I feel actually really sad because you're gonna fucking leave.
I'll be back. Often.
Okay. Very often.
Yes.
And then you'll be here for the anniversary.
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, you all have tuned in for another episode of The Real Hoodwives Chicago. Please make sure that you follow and support at Nick James and me at Loren Like Polo. Oh, buy her art.
Yes. Once I sell it, buy it.
It's coming up.
You'll find out on my page.
I would actually love to buy a collage.
I've done prints, but I gave them to someone. So maybe I'll sell them.
Okay, yeah. I would love to hang one in my apartment.
Okay.
That would be really beautiful. Okay. Yeah, so please support her. Go to her website at
neekjames.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very consistent. Thank you so much to my team, Chicago For Real. I appreciate my producers. I think I'm a little tipsy off of blueberry Moscato.
Get you some
from Trader Joe's. You all tuned in for another episode of The Real Hoodwives Chicago. We go live every other Thursday at 7 p.m. We'll have both cameras working next time, I promise you. And thank you so much for fucking with us. You have tuned in for another episode, a real show with hot sauce stories. Yes.